Have you ever wondered if one day your ex will not only come back, but also actively try to win you back? It might sound like a far-fetched dream, especially when you're drowning in the pain of a breakup. The loss feels like a storm sweeping away everything: joy, hope, and even your inner peace. Your mind is a relentless whirlwind of haunting questions. Why did everything fall apart? What did I do wrong? Are all doors closed, or is there still hope to change everything? I completely understand that feeling. It's an unpleasant combination of pain, emptiness, and sometimes even simmering anger. You're like a person lost in an ocean of emotions, struggling to find comfort but only finding helplessness. You've tried everything, from calling, texting, to seeking every opportunity to reach out, but it all seems to only hurt you more. The cold silence, the curt and harsh replies, or even their indifferent gaze, they all feel like knives cutting deep into your heart, pushing you into a spiral of despair with no escape. But pause for a moment, because I want you to know something important. This is not the end. In fact, research shows that 65% of couples who break up get back together. This means that at least 1 in 3 couples reunite, and this rate can even reach 50% in some cases. And what's even more interesting is that if you truly understand the right approach, this percentage can be much higher. You not only have a chance to get them back, but you can also make them actively seek to rekindle the relationship, which will be a pleasure. So what's the secret? Surprisingly, you don't have to do anything grand or complicated. The secret lies in changing your perspective and actions, starting from within. The most important thing is not how to get them back, but how you focus on recreating the best version of yourself. That's the key. When you become a confident, attractive, and positive man, you not only attract your ex's attention, but you can also make them regret letting you go. This secret isn't just about pulling them back to you. It's also about regaining your self-respect, strengthening your self-belief, and building a life that you love. When you truly live by your values, you won't need to beg for anyone's attention, because your confidence and independence will be the reason why others can take their eyes off you. If you truly want to escape this feeling of despair, if you're ready to become a better version of yourself, let's explore how to make it happen. Let me accompany you on this journey, helping you not only regain love, but also find true happiness and meaning in life. The opportunity to change starts now, and it's in your hands. Act before it's too late. Number 1. The emotional transformation after a breakup. Breaking up is a landmark experience in life, especially for men who are in the phase of shaping themselves both in career and emotions. It is not just the loss of a companion, but also an unexpected confrontation with one's own inner self. When a relationship ends, it is often assumed that the person who initiates the breakup is the stronger and more rational one. However, the reality shows the opposite. Making the decision to leave is not easy, but often the result of an internal journey full of conflicts, where emotions and reason grapple in an endless struggle. End quote. The constant question in your mind might be, what should I do now? How do I get her back? But if you take the time to reflect, you will see that the root of these questions lies not in the real desire to get your ex back, but in the longing to regain a sense of control and meaning in life. When someone leaves you, you feel like you've lost some of your power, the power to preserve love, to maintain a relationship, to ensure that you are always the one who holds your future. That's why many people in desperation fall into thoughtless actions, texting constantly, trying to meet, even begging for attention. But do these behaviors really bring results? Most of us know the answer is no. Why do such actions fail? Because they do not stem from strength, but from weakness. When you act from a place of fear and loss, you only highlight your instability, something that no one, including your ex, finds attractive. The truth is, no one is attracted to pleading or lack of self-respect. On the contrary, they often lead to a backlash, making the other person feel pressured, uncomfortable, and even more wanting to avoid you. Try to put yourself in her shoes. To come to the decision to break up, she had to face invisible pressures from emotions. No one easily gives up a deep relationship without going through a long process of consideration. She may have spent long nights pondering whether this was the best solution, and when the decision is made, the decisiveness you see is probably just an emotional wall she built to protect herself from doubts and fluctuations. The coldness is not because she no longer has feelings, but because she needs to keep herself stable amidst the inner turmoil. However, that decision does not bring a sense of relief forever. When distance is established, an interesting psychological phenomenon begins to appear: the missing effect. What used to be taken for granted, your presence, everyday conversations, or simply the feeling of familiarity, suddenly becomes a void that is not easy to fill. Memories of you begin to surface, especially in quiet moments, when she is no longer caught up in the hustle and bustle of life or superficial relationships. That's when she wonders, have I really lost something precious? The truth is, regret often comes later than we think. Initially, she may feel satisfied with the newfound freedom, but reality will gradually change that perception. When challenges and loneliness arise, she will begin to question her decision. Was I too hasty? Was this decision the right one? These questions are not just hesitation, but also a signal of a crack in the initial determination to break up. This is when you need to change your perspective. Holding on to a relationship is not about convincing the other person that you are worthy. Instead, it's about convincing yourself that you are valuable enough not to beg for anyone's acceptance. You need to understand that true attraction does not come from what you do to influence others, but from how you build yourself. When you focus on becoming a better version, stronger, more confident, and happier, you not only attract your ex, but also make her realize that you are the one she can't miss. If you could go back to the beginning of the relationship, what kind of person would you want to be? A man full of confidence, energy, and passion? Or someone struggling with uncertainty and weakness? The secret lies not in trying to hold on to others, but in focusing on yourself, building your career, developing positive relationships, and learning to love yourself. Only when you truly stand on your own 2 feet can you open the door to more meaningful and lasting relationships, whether with your ex or with someone completely new. Time will become your strongest ally. So what you need to do is not try to change her mind, but change yourself. It's not easy, but in this change you will find your true strength. A strength that not only attracts love, but also helps you live a proud and meaningful life. Remember, this journey is not about bringing someone back, but about finding yourself. And when you do that, good things will naturally come to you. Number 2, implementing the no contact rule in the pain of a breakup. The decision to apply the no contact rule after a breakup is like choosing to leave a familiar path and venture into uncharted territory. It's a challenging act where you are forced to confront turbulent emotions without anyone to share them with. By applying the no contact rule, you not only distance yourself from your ex, but also face profound truths about yourself and the past relationship. From a woman's perspective, a breakup is not simply an impulsive decision. It is often the result of accumulated emotions and internal conflicts they have faced for a long time. When they decide to leave, it's not always because they've fallen out of love, but sometimes because they feel the relationship has caused them to lose themselves, or they no longer find the same connection as before. Initially, women often feel relieved, as if a burden has been lifted. But the prolonged silence from you, what you think is simple, has great power in their minds. They begin to wonder if that coldness is a sign of self-respect and maturity on your part. In psychology, this is called the scarcity principle. When something is no longer present, people realize its importance. The small gestures you used to give them, like silent concern, moments of sincere listening, will gradually become clear in their minds, especially when faced with comparisons in other relationships. If your ex enters a rebound relationship, They may initially find temporary excitement, but then they will realize that the sense of security and emotional depth you once brought is not easily replaced. They will remember the times you made them feel understood, to be themselves without having to pretend or hide. Your silence is not only a silent reminder, but also an opportunity for them to confront their true feelings, the things they tried to push aside when they said goodbye. For women, the no-contact period is also a time for them to reevaluate the entire relationship. If you try to hold on or constantly try to prove your worth, it can reinforce the idea that you are not confident, that you are dependent on them to complete yourself. Conversely, when you keep your distance and focus on personal growth, you send a powerful message. I am valuable enough not to chase after anyone. This is what makes them see you again, not just as someone they once loved, but as a strong, independent, and admirable man. Imagine a woman looking back on what she once had with you. In silence, she will no longer be distracted by arguments or minor flaws. Instead, the memory of you will be adorned with positive things, with the feeling of loss gradually present when they no longer receive attention from you. It is during this time that they may begin to wonder, did I underestimate him? Did I miss something important? But most importantly, you don't implement the no-contact rule to manipulate their emotions, but to find yourself again. Your silence is not a power game, but an affirmation of self-respect and personal worth. You are giving yourself time and space to heal, to regenerate energy, and to discover the better parts of life that you may have missed before. When you choose to focus on yourself, participating in new activities, expanding social relationships, or simply taking care of yourself, you not only enrich your personal life, but also create an irresistible attraction. Your ex, from thinking they were in control, will start to feel disoriented by the dramatic change from you. As Viktor Frankl once said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Applying the no-contact rule is an opportunity for you to use that space to grow, to redefine yourself, and to affirm that you don't need anyone else to complete your life. And when you are truly free, when you are no longer bound by the past, that is when all doors, whether with the old or the new, will naturally open. Number 3. The journey back to self, building inner independence after a breakup. A breakup is like a fall in life, making you feel the loss not only of a lover, but also a part of yourself. But it's not the end. It's an invitation to embark on a journey to rediscover yourself and build stronger self-esteem. This is not something you do for anyone else, but for yourself. Your worth is not dependent on whether your ex comes back or not. That value has always existed within you, waiting for you to recognize and develop it. Remember, if someone chooses to leave you, it doesn't diminish your worth. Rather, it creates an opportunity for you to become the most valuable version of yourself, so that those who truly deserve you will recognize and appreciate you. Rebuilding self-esteem is an essential step that not only helps you overcome the pain of a breakup, but also changes the way you see yourself and how others perceive you. When you begin to love and respect yourself, confidence and attractiveness will radiate from you. The people around you, from friends and colleagues to future lovers, will recognize that and treat you with the respect you deserve. This is a transformation that comes not from empty promises or impulsive actions, but from your determination to rebuild your own value from within. In reality, many people after a breakup often lack patience and try to cling to the old relationship, hoping for reconciliation by chasing their ex or begging for attention. They hope that with just a little more effort, things will change. But this often only brings rejection or a half-hearted relationship without true respect from both sides. If you let yourself fall into this situation, you will forever be stuck in a cycle of dependence and loss of self. That's why you need to change your mindset right now, not to hold on to someone, but to become the person anyone would want to be with. Start thinking like a high-value person. Act as if you are a prize that someone has to work hard to win. This is not arrogance. This is a proper awareness of self-worth. When you truly believe this, you will feel the change not only in how you treat yourself, but also how the world treats you. Self-esteem is not something abstract. It lies in the way you take care of yourself, in the decision to stop begging for attention, and in focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. As you can do this by going through 3 important stages. Self-awareness. Ask yourself, who am I outside of this relationship? What makes me truly happy? This is an opportunity for you to rediscover the goals, passions, and values that you may have neglected in the relationship. Recognizing that you are an independent individual with your own potential will help you rebuild self-esteem and feel stronger. Emotional regulation. Negative emotions like sadness, anger, or jealousy are inevitable after a breakup. But instead of being controlled by them, learn to face and regulate them. Practice meditation, journaling, exercising, or engaging in activities that help you release negative energy. Don't let emotions lead you to actions that don't bring value, such as contacting or clinging to your ex. Intrinsic happiness. True happiness does not come from the recognition of others, but from the simple joys you create in your daily life. Seek happiness from small things like reading, playing sports, or trying a new hobby. When you focus on living a meaningful and fulfilling life, you will not only overcome pain, but also attract healthier relationships. Rebuilding self-esteem and independent psychology is not an easy process, but it is the greatest gift you can give yourself. This is not just a way to heal, but also an opportunity to redefine yourself and move towards a future full of potential. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Turn the void after a breakup into an opportunity to rebuild your life, rediscover your self-worth, and become a stronger, more confident version of yourself. When you do that, you not only overcome the pain, but also take control of your future with all the freedom and meaning you deserve. Number 4. The delayed impact of the loss aversion effect. In psychology, loss aversion is the phenomenon where people tend to feel the pain of losing something more strongly than the joy of gaining it. This is especially true in romantic relationships, where a person's value is often only truly recognized when they are no longer present. For women, when they step out of a relationship, they may initially feel free or relieved, but your absence and silence, applying the no-contact rule, gradually creates an irreplaceable void. This forces them to confront the question, have I lost someone truly important? Absence is not just about physical distance, but also about withdrawing from familiar emotional interactions. Without the usual check-in texts, small acts of care, or your steady presence in their lives, they begin to feel more clearly what you've brought to the table. From seemingly small things, a timely word of encouragement, a daily sharing habit, all now become weighty memories, reminding them that what they once took for granted is now gone. This becomes even more apparent when problems begin to arise in their lives or new relationships. The new person may not provide the same sense of security, harmony, or understanding that you once provided. Minor disagreements or lack of communication gradually make them realize that not everyone can replace your position. They begin to compare, not with the intention of seeking a return, but because you are still present in a silent but profound way in their minds. The signs when they begin to feel regret can be subtle but no less clear. They may suddenly text to ask about your life or show interest in what you are doing despite being completely silent before. Sometimes they will try to reminisce about shared memories, such as mentioning a movie you watched together or a song you both loved. These efforts are not just unconscious actions, but also signs that they are gradually realizing the value you once brought into their lives. Your absence, if maintained with confidence and without any sign of resentment or despair, becomes a powerful reminder that you are not easily replaced. And most importantly, you don't need to convince them of that. Your silence is enough to evoke deep thoughts within them. So let your space become a space for them to realize that. And whether they come back or not, you are still in control of your life, stronger and more independent than ever. Number 5. The importance of patience and taking your time. In any relationship, especially after a breakup, patience is always the key factor determining whether you can overcome the pain and rebuild yourself. From a woman's perspective, your patience and calmness are not only valuable qualities, but also factors that make you more attractive in their eyes. After a breakup, women are often caught up in mixed emotions, ranging from relief and regret to curiosity. They observe how you deal with the breakdown, and this greatly influences how they perceive your worth. If you act impulsively, cling, or try to regain their attention at all costs, it can erode the respect they once had for you. Conversely, patience, calmness, and silence from you create a strong attraction, forcing them to think for themselves and confront their true feelings. Rebuilding yourself is not a sprint, but a marathon where you rebuild yourself not for your ex, but for personal growth. Women often recognize the true value of a man not in hasty words or superficial actions, but in the stability and strength they display during difficult times. When you are patient and focused on improving yourself, it sends a subtle message that you are not dependent on the approval of others to feel worthy. This is the clearest sign of a mature man who is not only in control of his emotions, but also in control of his life. Patience also allows you to avoid making wrong decisions. When breaking up, emotions often become chaotic, easily leading to impulsive actions such as texting constantly, trying to explain, or seeking confrontation. These actions not only make you lose the respect of your ex, but also put more pressure on both of you. Conversely, patience allows you to step back, observe, and make wiser decisions. When you are not in a hurry, you allow both yourself and your ex the necessary space to feel and reevaluate the relationship. Furthermore, women often need time to understand their own feelings after a breakup. Your patience is your way of giving them space to look back on what happened, compare the present and the past, and finally realize your role in their lives. Instead of pushing them to make an immediate decision, you let them find the answer themselves, and this often leads to more positive results. When they see that you are not in a hurry, not trying to manipulate their emotions, it helps them see you with greater respect and appreciation. Calmness and patience are also ways to reaffirm your worth. You don't need to chase after anyone to prove that you are worthy, because confidence and steadfastness are the clearest evidence. When you give yourself time to grow, you not only become more attractive, but also create a solid foundation to attract healthy, positive relationships in the future. In short, patience is not only a way to help you get through difficult times, but also the best strategy to rebuild yourself and affirm your worth. Remember, the worthwhile things in life often don't come immediately, and neither do love and respect. Let time do its work, and be patient to build the best version of yourself. The end result will not only make you proud, but also make everyone, including your ex, acknowledge your value. Finally, after all that you've been through, I want you to remember this. Your worth never depends on anyone else, not even the person who left you. This isn't something you need anyone to affirm, but a truth you must realize for yourself. Losing a relationship doesn't mean losing yourself. It's an opportunity to discover yourself, to build a stronger and more confident version of you. The journey after a breakup isn't a race to win back your ex, but a process of finding your true self. This is the time to confront yourself, to ask, Who am I without this relationship? Who do I want to become? The no contact rule isn't just a tactic, but a declaration of your self-respect. It's your way of saying to yourself and to the world, I don't need to beg for love from anyone. From my perspective, women often need time after a breakup to question and reflect on the past relationship. Your absence isn't just a void, but a silent yet powerful reminder that you are not easily replaced. Initially, they may feel relieved or caught up in new emotions, but over time, they will realize what you once brought: understanding, a sense of security, and a connection that not everyone can offer. This only happens when you remain patient and calm, not rushing things. Instead of focusing on what they are thinking or doing, focus your energy on building yourself. Did you know that a confident, independent, and self-loving man is always the most attractive type? When you spend time improving yourself, taking care of your health, developing your career, or pursuing new passions, you not only feel happier, but also become someone everyone admires. Even your ex will wonder, how can you be so strong and attractive? And if your ex doesn't recognize that value, that's okay, because you deserve true love. A love built on respect and admiration, not regret or reluctance. You don't need to chase anyone, because the right person will be attracted to you for who you are when you become the best version of yourself. See this pain as an opportunity to grow and discover the hidden values within you. Suffering is not the final destination, but a stepping stone for you to rise stronger. When you love yourself, the whole world will change the way it sees you. You will not only overcome the pain, but also attract the best things, from love and career to more meaningful relationships. I believe that when you truly recognize your worth, you won't need to chase after anyone. They, or someone better, will realize that you are special. So walk strong and confident. This journey is not only yours, but also an inspiration to those around you. I always believe in you and hope you will stand firm on the road ahead.